What up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about zines and DIY publishing. I want to do a recap on the San Francisco Zinefest, my experiences, what I liked, what I didn't like, get to the point. That's what I'm up to today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rich. I publish a comic book zine anthology called Feral Comics. It's filled with underground subversive cartoonists from around the world. Here's a quick video on that. Feral Comics is the comic book zine anthology that I publish. This is filled with underground subversive comics by different cartoonists from all kinds of places. We are always looking for new contributors and do pay for contributions. Also, new readership, $20 for 1 year subscription or $3 for an issue. Those are the zines that I took with me to San Francisco Zinefest. I took them to sell and to trade and to give away. So I want to run down the shit that I really enjoyed. One, my giveaway wheel lasted the whole fucking event. And it was a hit, and people definitely, it worked the way I foresaw it working. People were rolling up, and I even had people that didn't want any free stuff, but they're like, I just want to spin it, man. Can I just spin it? And they were marveling at this creation of mine, and it felt good. I was able to give away a bunch of mini zines. I was able to give away full-blown zines, stickers, buttons. Stickers were either given away or sold, and I have none anymore. One of the things that I was hoping to do this Zinefest, but I wasn't able to, was get new subscribers to the Feral Comics. I was really trying to get people to sign up for the year project, but people were not looking to get a year project. They were happy to buy zines off the table, but definitely I didn't get any new subscribers to the Feral Comics project. But I did get new subscribers to our YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys have already noticed that we're a little over 1,000, and you know, I'm happy about that. Thank you to everyone that showed up, showed out, and showed love and support in that way. Definitely am happy about that because it's going to help us continuously build and move forward. So that was cool. The other thing that I really enjoyed about the Zinefest was the zine trades. A lot of times I've gone to Zinefest where people are not interested in trading zines. They're there just to sell, and they're not really there to vibe with each other. Definitely wish I would have had more time. I would have went to the after party at the Silver Sprocket. Definitely that would have been the moment in time to really, you know, network and vibe with each other. But your boy's just not that social, you guys. Like, it took a lot out of me because this Zinefest was packed. It was slammed, homie. That's a different point. But so for me, talking to so many people for so many hours, like, I was tapped out, man. Like, but that's another thing that's really good, man. Like, the Zinefest had a really good turnout, man. It was slammed. It was packed. Like, it never stopped. It never stopped. People kept showing up. People kept showing up, getting free shit, buying shit. It was just going and going. And, like, I personally went there with the intent of, like, oh, I'm going to get a bunch of content and da-da-da. Nah, man. The moment you see that many people, you're just vibing, talking about comics, zines, art, fucking B-movies and all this other shit that we're all into. Like, I didn't stop to think, like, oh, let me record this. Oh, let me go talk to this person. Let me go try to interview this zine. Like, I was just, like, in the moment, vibing. And I was happy about that because it lets me know that, like, I never let this shit get to me. Like, I'm in the moment more than I'm not, right? But on the other side of that, it was like that was one of the goals that I had for myself, was to get the Zinester Spotlight going again. And, like, I didn't have time to interview anybody. And not only did I not have time to interview them, I highly doubt that these other zine makers had time to be interviewed. Like, that's how busy the Zinefest was. And I'm sure that was for everybody because, you know, people were just, you know, well-wishers and just wanted to see and wanted to vibe, you know what I mean? And I may have been a little bit busier, but that's because I had that wheel of fortune and people were showing up to get free stuff. And, like, people that were there with their kids and stuff like that, you know, they were definitely stopping at the table to get something free for them, right? Like, sometimes, and that's one thing that I really want Zinefest to really bring back, is this idea of, like, when people just, you know, show up, like, they should walk out with something, right? For them taking the time and effort to just show up, like, let's put something in their hands, man. It doesn't have to be a fucking $40 book, but if you're making zines at home, like, you can spare one page. You can spare a one-pager. If you can't even spare this, like, imagine if every zine table had one of these to give away. Like, people would walk out with a fucking 200-300 fucking zine stack. Another thing that I thought was really cool was this gender-neutral bathrooms. It definitely was a non-issue. Like, people just went, used the restroom, went on with their day. Dope. Another thing was they had free coffee for all the tablers. That was cool too. Pete's Coffee. Thank you guys so much for the organizers for that. That shit was much appreciated. And then some of the things that I didn't like, food courts being all the way down four flights. I thought that was not as not as fluid as it could have been. Another thing was the parking structure that was there was $35 for the day. That was kind of rough too. And I get it. If you're local, you didn't have to park. But like the other location where they used to have the San Francisco Zinefest had street parking, and so you didn't have to pay for parking, and that was pretty cool for me. But I definitely like this venue a lot. This venue was pretty tight. The other thing was because it was so slammed, I didn't really feel like I got time to really talk or network with other zinesters. And even in that way that I was busy with people, they were busy with people too, you know what I mean? So it was that thing of like, I wasn't able to really vibe with anybody and really network other than the scarf homies that we were bullshitting and fucking around with. But like, I guess that's what the after party was for. But like I said, I'm not so social that I can fucking do an event with hundreds of people walking through and then go to an after party and keep socializing. Like, I don't got that much socialness in me. I fucking traded so many zines with so many people. I fucking came out with a stack like this, man. I can't wait to show you guys that. I'll probably end up showing you guys that tomorrow. But I came out with a stack of zines, man. And that's what it was, man. It was a hella fun event. One thing I will say though is that because I had focused the last 3 days on getting ready for the San Francisco Zine Fest, I put a lot of time and effort into what I was up to, and so I kind of fell behind on school, and so when I came back, it was like just school and then work blew up, and I've been doing 10, 12-hour shifts, and so like I've been slammed, man. That's where I've been at. I just been doing school and work, and then today's my day off, and like I was exhausted. Like I genuinely woke up fucking exhausted, but somehow, some way, I fucking crawled out of bed and went and got a 3-hour skate session that actually gave me energy, man. It's so crazy. It gave me so much energy, and I feel hella good, and landed some shit that I'm really proud of. But I really want to say that I'm fucking so happy that we got to 1,000 subscribers. I really think that that's something that's gonna help us continuously build what we're building, and it's gonna help us move forward, and it's gonna help put more money into different artists' hands. So definitely happy for that. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna keep this shit up, man, because this shit. The more and more we've continuously worked on this shit, the more and more Furrow Publication has continued to work. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. Lates.